Mhm. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. This is Thursday, May the 16th. Welcome to Coffee, Cocktails, and Conversations with Chante Lloyd. Yes, who's gonna fall in love with themselves again this evening? We're gonna give everybody an opportunity. It's so funny because Kenny couldn't see them. That's another subject. The comments, but hey, it's Tuesday. Who is that we have out there? We don't even see a name, but I bet you that's Krishan. Her phone is always acting crazy. Happy Tuesday. You know what it is Tuesday? I forgot this is the new Tuesday. Rocky, this is the new Tuesday. This is the first Tuesday, right? Because remember, we canceled the first Tuesday because that was the Tuesday after our April event here in Houston. And so, oh my God, I'm excited. Even more excited about my guest this evening because she is our new guest on our new night, which is Tuesday. We changed it for Thursday. Thursday is too busy on Thursday. When I first decided to do coffee and conversations, which we've changed to coffee cocktails and conversations, right? I have a glass of red wine. One glass won't hurt me. Mm, it's actually sweet red wine too because I don't like dry red wine. But good evening. Hello, Vanessa. Hello, beautiful. Hello, Tequila. How you doing this evening? Hello, Angela Dukes. How you doing? How you ladies doing this evening? Are you all ready to fall in love with yourself again? Right? Right? Have y'all been loving yourself? I mean, it's like May the 16th, right? Like this is almost half the year is gone. Can y'all believe it? Like next month will be the 6th month of the year. We'll be halfway to the new year. So if you haven't started falling in love with yourself again, you better start right now. Don't wait for nothing and no one, right? Nothing and no one. You better find that love inside of yourself. You got to love yourself first, right? You can't love nobody else until you love yourself first. Okay, so listen, we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, let me tell y'all, Mr. Lloyd, the playoffs are on. And so the Lakers play tonight. He didn't just invited a whole group of guys. I'm like, this is the night of my call. That y'all should have gone to the sports bar. Just gonna interrupt my call tonight. But I'm not gonna let them do that. I'm not gonna let them steal my groove, right? Right? These men. Okay, so let me tell y'all something. Not to change to switch gears. So much has been going on out there, and we have to spread love to one another. I say this all the time, but we also have to keep people in prayer because just because you see people and they on social media and they look like they have everything going on, those are the main ones that you have to reach out to, right? And you just have to reach out to people, period, because a lot of people have a lot of things that are going on in the world, right? And you're talking about illnesses, deaths in the family, job issues. People are getting divorced. Some people are going through physical abuse, mental abuse as we speak right now, right? Some child is being kidnapped. Sex trafficking is real. So y'all need to pay attention. Be careful and watch your back, ladies, because these men out here will do whatever Some of these people, not all men, I'm not saying all men, but you got to be careful, especially when you're single and you're out there and you're looking to meet people. You have to be very aware and you have to know, okay, who is this person? Get information and make sure you check it out because it's a lot of craziness going on in the world. It really is. And a lot of times you think that it can't happen to you, but it can, right? We can't be so naive to think that, oh, it can't happen to us. No, you be informed and you inform your daughters and your sons, okay? Because they're snatching boys and girls. Kids are coming up missing left and right, and some of them coming up dead. So we don't even want to be a part of that. And then it's a lot of mental illness going on out there in the world. It's a lot that people are dealing with because it is a lot. Life is difficult enough where you have to go to work, especially if you're a single parent. And so, this is what I want to talk about. My girlfriend, my business partner, that I met at the beginning, right? When we first started Tava. And when I think about just her life, period, I mean, my hat's off because just a person that has children and have a job and is a single parent or with a husband is difficult, right? But then imagine if you had more than one child, right? Imagine if you were going through some health issues, right? So imagine if all of those things are going on in your life at one time, right? And it affects everything in your life. I mean, that's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to deal with, especially right now in 2023. So I want to bring up our guest tonight. Today is May 16th, Tuesday, May 16th. My first guest for coffee, cocktails, and conversations on Tuesday night, Miss Glenna Gauthier. Glenna, are you out there?
I am. I am. Hey,
Did I say your
Chante.
name? Did I say your last name right? Gautier?
I like that sound, but it's Gaucher.
Is it Gaucher? Okay, so
Yes.
there's a designer named Gautier.
Are you
That's
the
spelled,
color?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
just like your name. And I think that's how he pronounces it. So that's why I always thought that's how you pronounce yours. How
I
you
know what you're
doing,
talking about. The
beautiful?
only thing is his doesn't have an H.
It doesn't have the H on it?
His is Gautier.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
Tier. Okay. Well, how you doing, beautiful?
I am doing good today. I'm feeling refreshed today. It's Tuesday.
Yeah, you look
Um,
refreshed. You look beautiful. I like
well,
that
thank
outfit.
you.
I like that color with that animal print, that chocolate.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
look
You
so
always look
nice.
gorgeous. And of
Thank
course,
you.
your background looks fabulous.
Well, thank you
Um,
so much. My picture's looking all crooked, but we ain't even gonna worry about it. I
we ain't
think it's
worried
this
about it.
darn couch, but we ain't even gonna worry about it. How have you been, sister, from Baton Rouge? How are you doing from my Louisiana state? You know what? Let me finish introducing you properly. So, Glenna, I met Glenna in Fort Lauderdale, Florida,
Hmm.
at uh, Jeff and Janella Simpson's house.
Yes.
It was a first event when we first started Tava. We launched Tava in October of 2019.
Hmm.
And this event was January, wasn't it? January of 2020?
Yes. Yep.
January, because
Yes.
it was warm outside. Like we was
Yes.
outside.
Yes. By the pool.
So
Yes.
was it December or was it January? It had to have been in January because it was, you know why? Because um the game. Remember they gave me that jersey,
Yes.
the
Everybody
Miami.
got a
It
jersey.
was
Yes.
All Star or something get ready to happen in Florida,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and so All Star is usually maybe in February. So I think it was in January. But it's Florida, so the weather's always nice. Kind of like it's always nice weather in Florida.
It
But
was.
it was absolutely beautiful. And meeting you for the first time, your personality, everything about you, your tall statue, your beautiful smile, everything was like you just glowed. But what was so crazy is you was going through so much, but you couldn't tell. You wasn't wearing it. It wasn't. You was just so friendly. You smiled. You were outgoing. We had a long conversation,
Yes.
and you've been with us ever since. But you've had some trials and tribulations and pitfalls in your life.
I
And
did. Hmm.
yes,
I did.
and yes, but you don't look like any of that. What I loved and what I missed both most about you is when you would do those morning calls with your girls, your four daughters. I'm
Hmm.
serious. That just really inspired. And I really had an admiration for you that was like, it was unbelievable because you shared it with everybody. You
Hmm.
shared your journey. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that was really powerful. Like it really meant a lot. I mean, we when we decided, okay, we started the Dr. Virginia Lloyd cancer survivor nonprofit for Tava Cares. We was like, okay, Glenna, we want you to be the face of it because it was like it was just unbelievable how it happened. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And how easy and seamless it was. But unfortunately, it wasn't easy and seamless in your life.
No.
And so I want you to share because a lot of times people see the glory and
Hmm.
they see the beauty because you're a beautiful woman, an
Thank
engineer,
you.
smart woman. You know,
Hmm.
you told me when you told me your story, you told me you were adopted. Didn't
Yes.
you tell me that you were
Hmm.
adopted? I'm just like, you know what? I was shocked because it's like you would think that when a person tells you this, they wear it,
Hmm.
that it's all over them. And you didn't. You never did, you know? And that's what I love the most about you, Glenn. And I'm so glad that you back here with Tava at home with us this
At
evening,
home.
at home. And I want you to share your journey with the audience because when I met you since then, so much more has gone on in your life, and I didn't even know. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh man, Glenn, I'm like, golly, right?
Right. Well, listen, like rock, we're calling her Tanya, but
Mm-hmm.
she is a rock to me.
She really
So
is.
it's hard to break away from calling her rock. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I joined Tava in the beginning, and I joined when I joined Tava. Tava is a place where you can come, and it's a safe haven, and it's a place that can bring you to relationships and
Yeah.
wealth. But
Yeah.
Tava came into my life at that time. I now know to help me sustain and maintain my life.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I got into Tava, and then 2020 came, and COVID came, and
Right.
stage 3 breast cancer came.
Yeah.
I, at that point, you ever know, like, so being adopted, let me tell you, I have the most awesome parents in the world.
Yes, you told me that.
So they told me from day one, since I can remember, Glenna, you're adopted. And when you're little, you don't know what any of that means, but I
Means.
always knew. But they always have shown me unconditional love, and you couldn't tell that I wasn't their child biologically.
Right. Right.
They adopted 2 other kids along with me. We have
Wow.
a multicultural family. I have two
Wow.
Hispanic siblings. One has gone on. He passed
Oh
from
wow.
cancer,
Oh
and I
wow.
have my sister, and I have now met my biological siblings as well. But
Are you kidding me?
yes, I have.
Recently?
Yes. So my biological mother actually
Look at
passed
God.
a few months ago. And so I never got a chance to meet her face to face, but
Right.
I did attend her funeral, and we
Oh,
all got to meet. And we have also an awesome relationship. Um, Me and my sister, who's right above me, Tanisha, we call her Nikki, we're like this. We look very, very, very similar.
isn't
And
it crazy though when you do when you finally meet your family, then you see people who look like you.
Yes.
So then you're like, okay, and it's a trip how you can really tell that, oh yeah, that's my family.
That's my
Yeah.
family.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's my family.
And they have
Ah,
people who be like, "Oh, it's nature versus nurture." Uh, we we have some same personality characteristics, mannerisms, and
isn't
we
it
were.
weird? Isn't
It
it
is weird.
crazy to have never met somebody and then finally meet them and then to find out that even little things like your mannerism, the way you
Yes,
walk, sometimes and the way you sound sometimes.
and even facial expressions. You could be holding conversations.
That is such, oh my God, Glenna. So you
Yes,
have a whole nother family
I
that
do.
you've been able to. That's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because even your story of you being adopted by some wonderful parents and having a multicultural family, that's a blessing in itself because so many
Mhm.
kids are not adopted into good homes.
Mhm.
So many kids are, but so many kids are not. You know what I mean? And so
Right.
that's a blessing. And then also, so many kids maybe not even in a multicultural home, which is really cool you know,
Mhm.
and got a chance to do things, experience things,
A lot.
and encouraged you to be, so that's powerful in
Yes.
itself. So
Mhm.
it kind of helps along the way with, all the other things because I'm just like, wow,
Right.
that is a blessing. So what
Well,
else has been going on?
um, well, when we were setting up the call, I was like, well, I'm ready just to hold a girls talk. We can talk about anything. Very comfortable. I'm healed from my stage 3 breast cancer.
Yes, I remember when you rang that bell, boo. Ding,
Rung
ding,
it.
ding, 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 ding,
Yes.
ding, 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 ding.
And then the devil tried to come again and give me
Okay, yeah, well,
thyroid cancer. He took
you need to
God took
you
care of that.
you are kidding me, Glenna. See, I didn't know nothing about that.
So I
See,
rung
I
that
didn't know.
bell in November.
Right?
That November, and then that March, they found thyroid cancer. But they took care of that. We had the surgery, had our little radiation, and I'm all healed up.
Okay, and you can't even tell them. I would have never known had you even said anything.
When I say
Well,
God
you
healed
look
me, He healed
fabulous.
me. Thank
Well,
you.
you look. Well, you know what? You're a walking testimony.
Hmm.
You a sunlight. You here on this earth to share your story with so many people, so your story can help so many other people. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because sometimes it's even difficult as a parent to know that your child is going through that. So it's
Yes.
not always the person and the kids. They're
Yes.
young adult children or teenage children or young adult children that parent are going through the same thing you're going through. And it's good that they have a point of reference or someone is able to share because a lot of times people feel like they're the only ones that's going through it. Because a lot of times you think people know a lot of people and people can reach a lot of people. That's not necessarily so.
Right.
It's a blessing to be able to have friends, have associates, have people that know things.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So what else? So okay, well I praise God to that girl.
Yes. I do want to say something though. For anyone going through any type of cancer, any type of treatment, I just want to say you're one of the strongest people on earth. And
Yes.
congratulations for taking the treatment,
Yes.
taking what comes with it. And please hug and praise and give thanks to your support team because it
Yes.
is just as hard watching you go through it and keeping a straight face. Because I
Yeah.
know it's some bad days that you looking pretty rough, and they
Yeah.
gotta hold it together as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so tell me, Glenna, now you told me you went through a divorce.
That was during
And
cancer as
I
well.
was shocked because you have four daughters
Hmm.
and you just it's like you all seem so well together. Like it was your buddy, your friend, your companion.
I
And
learned to mask that.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
learned how to act in public and react in public.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
We got an
Okay.
Oscar
See.
every time we went out. I got an Oscar. I gave myself an Oscar every time for public outings.
Okay. See, you see a
Hmm.
person, see, you think a person no. You think a person on the outside looking in,
Hmm.
and I had no idea. I had no idea. So let me to so because a lot of people out there may not know or may not understand. So you end up leaving Tava, and so during that period, these things are happening.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So that's why I really didn't know what was going on with you because I probably would have known had, you know what I'm saying, you've been still
Mm-mm.
here.
You wouldn't have
No?
known. Mm-mm. My closest friends and relatives, if they would have known what was going on behind closed doors.
Well, no, I'm not. I don't mean not necessarily with him, but when you got your thyroid cancer, when you met your siblings, and what happened to your mom, because
Hmm.
you was like really active,
Yes.
in the business, and you were on social media, which was really cool because
Hmm.
that's how you can know what's going on in a person's life. And we basically kept up with you that way because we called you and had conversations with you. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Right.
So that's the part of it, not the part about the husband part, because I've heard a lot of stories about that. As a matter of fact, my last guest went through, sounds like, not the sickness, but the what you're talking about, putting on the mask.
Hmm.
So tell me a little bit more about that if you're willing to share.
It was
What?
just, it's like somebody gets to know you so that they could be with you, just to benefit from you. And then it's like almost like overnight, it's just a flip and it's a switch, and then you feel stuck. And I don't know, I think it was just trying to stay, like, you don't want to fail. Well, I didn't want
Right,
to fail at
right.
anything.
And you had four girls.
Yeah. So I'm like, let me just fix this and work this out. And then you just keep hearing, well, everybody has their issues. Let's just do this counseling thing. You know,
Right,
at one point you just wake up one day and you just feel like, this ain't it. I'm about to, I could die. Do I want to die
right,
like this? No.
right. Right. Well, you know
Hmm.
what though? But it's a blessing that you even figured that out because a lot of people never do. And because you have been faced with illness and possibly death, you realize that, you know what? It's time for me to get it moving because God has
Yes.
given me two chances, three chances, four chances, and we ain't gonna talk about all the chances, other chances he done gave us for all the stuff we done did, and we should have
Yes.
been dead, right?
Should have been.
We ain't gonna talk, and I say we, okay? We ain't
Yes.
gonna be talking about all that, but we're talking about illnesses and life threatening diseases that has
Right.
happened to people, that has happened to you. Oh my God, Glenna. Well, you know what? I'm just glad that you figured it out, and I'm glad that you made a decision you
Yes.
know, because a lot of people stay and stick and stay for the wrong reasons because you do have four children. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And because of what you've gone through, sometimes people feel like they're afraid to be alone.
Hmm.
Nobody's gonna want me. And so I applaud you but I'm not surprised because you have this confidence about yourself anyway that I've always when I first met you, you had it. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes people, when that's who they are, they walk in it, even though things are going on in their lives, they make it look so effortlessly and so easy. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
you always have that smile on your face, and you have the pretty. I mean, I love it with no hair. I love it. As a matter of fact, when we met in um in Florida, you had a short,
I did.
really fade light,
I
right?
did. It was shorter than
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yes. And I love the blonde.
Thank you.
I love the blonde, honey. I
Hmm.
mean, look, you with the blonde and Janella with the white platinum. I'm just like,
Yes.
y'all just what y'all trying to do?
Take
You
over.
know? Okay, then got divorced and be like, hey, I'm here. So tell me. So how has that been for you? How have you enjoyed it? How have you liked it? How have you persevered? What are you doing?
So I want to say this. Um Cancer was a hard battle.
Oh, I'm sure.
Um the divorce, that's just something like, it's like a grieving process. Someone just
Yeah,
it's like a piece of you has died, but they're not
yeah.
dead. I still got to see
Right,
you.
right,
Um but I feel like cancer saved my life.
right.
and it's giving me like I'm a whole brand new mindset. And so I
Right.
heard a guy on TikTok when I shouldn't have been on TikTok. Probably should have been asleep because it's midnight. But anyways,
That's
um,
okay.
I'm listening to him speak, and he was like, he was asking somebody, what success is, and
Right.
in the top five, and people are like, well, wealth, money is, and he says, well, that's in the top five, that'd be number one. And he was like, so if I could give you $1 million today, $1 million every day, but you die tomorrow, which one would you choose? And they
Right.
said, well, my life. And they said, well, okay, well, I'll give you 1 million. So then he was like, well, your life is worth more. So then he
Yeah.
says, well, if I give you $1 million every day, but you're sick for the rest of your life, which one would you choose? And then they said, well, my health. And they said, well, so your health is more important. And they said, well, okay, well, I'll give you $1 million, but your mama has to die. And then they were like, well, no. And then he was like, so relationships are more important than money. So he
Right.
was like, basically, your fulfillment, you need to be fulfilled. Your fulfillment comes from you finding your purpose. So
Yes.
having cancer had me sit down, like, you got some time now to just think about stuff. So I just decided, here I am, God, just let
Right.
me just do what I need to do. And I just submitted, and now I feel like I'm walking in my purpose. I feel fulfilled. Falling in love with myself came, and
Okay.
I am Glenna Gauthier. Like,
Yes,
I
you are,
am
baby.
Glenna
Yes, you
Gauthier.
are.
And
Yes, you
so
are.
I feel like I can do anything. I can do anything, and I am just free from opinions. I am free
I know
from
that's right.
just being a now ex-wife, a mom. I know I feel like myself again. I
Right.
just feel, I don't even know what other word to say is, but just free and blessed. That's how I feel.
Yes. Well, that's good, because a lot of people, that is a blessing, Glenna. I mean, and really to be honest with you, God is raining down on you, sister, because let me
He
tell you
is.
something. Yes. And it's so funny when you know he is, like, you like, God, you funny. Like, you you trying me, right?
Right. I tell my mom, I call her like, Mama. She's like, what? I said, God didn't put on James Brown cape again. She said, what did he do today? Let me tell you.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
I
So
know
during
that's right.
during all of this, I was able. So I've been in disaster recovery now for over 17 years. I got into it
Okay.
after Hurricane Katrina.
Okay.
And so during COVID and during cancer and during my divorce and all of this, I was able to sit down, map out a plan, and start my own company. So now I have
I'm
Gaucher Emergency Management.
uh-uh.
So I have that going as well. So yeah, you know, thank you.
Let me tell you something. I already knew you was a bad girl from the beginning because you walked in it. And you're such an intelligent girl, which I love because it's like, and you're tall. And you always look so cute. And I'm just like, when I heard your story, even then, and I'm telling you, you may not know this, but lots of people love that journey that you gave them, that where we could follow you. You know what I'm saying? And knew what was
Hmm.
going on in your life. And just to show you with your girls, you know what I mean? Your life, because that was your life.
Hmm.
It was always there. You were always open about it, and you took us on that journey all the way till you rang that bell the first time.
Yes.
you know so how the girls doing? I know they grown up a lot more. I haven't seen them in such a long time, and so time flies. And so you got four little ladies, and so how's that going? And are
I
y'all
got,
co-parenting? Are y'all
oh my God.
co-parenting, Glenna?
Oh, we are co-parenting. Great.
Good. Good.
Great. Yes. I can
Good.
say that. But the girls are great. My oldest is now at the Southern University, like her
Are
mom.
you kidding me? You had college?
College. She finished her first year. Yes.
It, oh my God, Glenna.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wait a minute. How old are the other three then? Because you had two of them at home,
Had three at home.
three of them at home, three little ones.
So I now have 18, 9, 7, and 6. Yes. And all of them are just different aspects of my personality, and I think that's what drives me nuts. But
Right. But
Addison is my child that is hearing impaired, so we do sign language for her.
that's right. I remember you. Okay, now I remember that.
Hmm So she
Right.
attends Louisiana School for the Deaf. And this year, she is the first child to be in the Southern Agricultural Livestock Show. She was able to show her cow. Yay.
You know what? I think I saw some pictures. Did you post on Facebook about with
I
a cow?
did.
And okay,
Hmm
I did see that.
Yes,
Oh my goodness. You should be proud, girl.
I
And let me
am.
tell you something. Just the mere fact that you have gone through all of that and then your girls have just thrived and they are just so intelligent. But that just goes to show you that when you go through things, you have that environment where you just have that connection and that love with your kids, and then you make sure you can do the best that you can do. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And that everybody's going through it, along with you because
hmm
they're in it, and it's a lot going on. Because I remember days where you were sick and you couldn't cook and you couldn't, do things and move around. And that's a lot, especially when kids are active and they want your attention and you
Yes.
have little ones you know?
Yes.
And so that is awesome. That is awesome. So tell me what else you got going on because I think you got some more juice you want to give us. You got
Well,
anything?
I have that youngest one, Charlie, who's really bougie. I told Krishan, anytime, come get
Come
him,
get her.
come
Come
get him.
get her. Come get her before you hurt her. She just being Glenna. Little Glenna.
That wasn't me. That was
That
not
wasn't
me.
you? Okay. Okay.
A lot of people always think like I've always been the girly girl. I mean, barbed wire rough
Really,
until
Glenna?
maybe, yes, I wasn't the girly girl. I don't know it just a light went off one day. I don't know what happened.
Well, it's so funny how when you say that and then you say a light went off one day, and you the time when a light goes off one day, a person don't just know how to put stuff together, put outfits together, a light will go off, but some things are just not automatic for people. Like even me, I have to have a dress on a set. I'm not one of those people that could put stuff together like an outfit and put little things together with a different pair of shoes. I'm not. I play it off well because I do sets, or if you notice, I'm always in dresses.
Okay.
Because it's just one piece. You know what I mean? Just put it on a shirt and bam, I'm ready. But you have this style about you. To me, you've always had this little classy style about you that you would think that you've always been like that. You've
No.
always been the girly girl.
No. At all.
Wow. Wow. So
Yes.
you got a lot of good things going on right there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yes.
Have y'all been getting some of this rain that we're getting here? Are y'all getting a lot of rain?
It has been raining a lot, and I hope it slacks up because we don't need any flooding at all.
Yeah, I know. It's been raining here for the last couple of weeks.
Now I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but that's my field. So when y'all have disasters,
Right. Look, it sure is your field because you just
yeah,
said you just opened a disaster recovery
yeah.
center,
So
which is such a blessing. So back up to that. Let's back up to that disaster recovery center. So the recovery center is actually for people have natural disasters, right? So
well,
say
no,
like, okay,
it's like emergency management. So basically, anything dealing with like grant funding, it doesn't just have to come from FEMA. Anything
okay,
dealing with grants, managing those funds, we can take care of.
okay,
And then it's also staffing. So
right.
for people looking for jobs as well, that's what I can provide.
Okay, okay. That's what I'm talking about,
Hmm
girl. Employing folks.
Yes.
What?
Could you imagine going through? First off, being sick is expensive. So people need to
Hmm.
decide what expenses they want to have.
Right. But you know
Um,
what, Glenna, though, you say that, and I do agree with you, but a lot of people just don't have that to keep going and get out there and do things and, try to keep up, with your life and your lifestyle and still do great things. Some people fold and buckle in times like that. They don't have that. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna be strong. And a lot of people give up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely, um, a lot of times, is your attitude and how you're handling it internally, that how it's going to impact your body and affect you externally. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
a lot of people have a hard time with moving, when they're at a standstill. And so, what would you tell them that you did or thought about, or what made you move in a time where you felt like, I'm gonna give up. I just, did you ever feel like that? And if you did, what made you say, hey,
Well, one is, so just so you know, my brother that was adopted, we were just 1 year apart. So it was, well, 13 months apart. So it was kind of like
mhm,
we were twins. We were in the,
right,
we were in the same grade, everything. We did everything together. And when he passed, just the pain
I know.
to see my parents go through. And he left his wife and his 3 kids.
Oh my God. And you said
And
this happened recently.
it's not recent.
Okay. No, that was your mom, your biological mother.
My biological mom.
Right, right,
Uh,
right. Okay.
George, this should be on year 8 now. Eight
Okay.
years. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
Okay.
like, it just never goes away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I could definitely understand that.
But to see that, see my parents have to sit through that. So days wanting to give up, I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do it.
It wasn't an
Wouldn't do it.
option.
And then I
Mm-hmm.
never in life imagined having multiple kids. When I
Right.
first had Alex, I thought that one and that's it. That's all I'm
One
gonna
and
do.
done. Huh?
One and done. But them little three ABCs, Addison, Brooklyn, and Charlie. Yeah, it's not giving up wasn't an option. It's not an option. And so I feel like those were my blessings and gifts that were
Yes.
given to me to make sure I stayed on
Yes.
track. Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's good though. That's good. And so, because it's important, that is important to know, because a lot of times people lose hope and they have children, they
Yeah.
have family members, and they feel so lost and, you know, alone. And it's so important to grab that faith, and that belief, and hold on as long as you can, because those children do need you, they
Yes.
need you to be able to guide their lives. Kenny has a very close friend, who was acting like a sister to him, um, that passed away recently from cancer. She actually passed away on April the 20, see, April the 20, it's on a Sunday. Actually, it was the week
Mm.
before the event, the 29th. So what? So the 22nd, April the 22nd.
Wow.
And she had been battling cancer, and it had gone into her colon.
No.
And so she has three children, a 19-year-old, a 21-year-old who had just graduated from college a week later, and then a 28-year-old, and then like a 31-year-old. And I'm just like, oh my God. And so it's so sad. And so she's having a memorial service in Detroit. And it's just, it really is devastating, because it's like you don't get a chance to see your kids, get married. None of them are married, and it just really is a scary situation, even for the husband. So Kenny has been like dealing with that. And then talking to the husband, because now that person that was with him, that slept next to him, is no longer there, which is really difficult,
Yeah.
and so, I don't know how he feels. And
Mm.
it's funny because even I don't know how you feel, but I can just imagine. And I say all the time, even as a mother, being a mother is a job.
It
Like, I
is.
don't have any biological children, but I see the things that women go through, or parents go through with their children. And it's funny because you can do all that you can in life for your kids and show them the best and give them the best, but you and instill the best. but you never know how they're going to turn out when they become an
That's
adult.
true.
We were just talking about this on Mother's Day. And because there's no book to being a parent,
At
but
all.
long as you, yeah, yeah, but long as you made it and you're here and you're living and you have, doing some things in life, until you become a parent, because it's so funny, those that aren't parents are the main ones that, have something to say. And so until you become a parent, until you make a sacrifices, because it is a sacrifice.
Yes.
It is a sacrifice. So let me ask you this question. Are you dating?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do tell.
I do. I do have a special mister.
Mm. Well, I'm not surprised because you're a beautiful girl.
Well, thank you. Yeah, he's I think we're opposites. And I
Really?
think we are opposites.
But you know what? They say that opposites attract. The important parts are what's important. Some things just not really important. And for instance, and give you an example, I love the water, but Kenny doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, no,
You
he
mean like the
doesn't.
beach?
Beach, pool, water, period. No, he's
Oh,
a
Kenny?
what you ca- yes, yes. Can you believe that?
Does,
No, and he's from Detroit.
is he?
He's from Detroit and does not like cold weather.
Well, my biological mom is from Michigan.
Really?
Mm-hmm. She was in
Yeah,
Benton Harbor, so that's
Ben
where I had to go.
Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely familiar with Ben Harbor.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And so, what age group was she?
Sandra was she 60? In her 60s?
Okay, okay, yeah, because Kenny is 64, and he actually graduated from high school. Actually, his mom was still living in Detroit. She passed away, and you probably maybe remember March 2020 during COVID.
Yeah.
Actually, March 2020 when we was having our first event.
And the weird thing is the May 2020 is when my diagnosis came.
Right.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow, yeah, his mother was the only person that was still, not all of his friends are still there. All of his
Okay.
friends, and they come here and visit, and he's definitely a Detroit man.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely a Detroit man, honey. Yes, he is. He really is, which is really cool. But when I met Kenny, he was living in Atlanta, so then he came to Houston. So wait a minute, back up enough of all of that. I want to hear about this man, girl. So I'm just glad that your story is just so super.
Hmm.
You have like the superpower story. You really do. Because you've had lots of obstacles thrown in your way and you continue to just hop over them, you know? And it's amazing because until you actually have a conversation with a person and know a person, you don't really realize what you'll find out about the person and the things that a person may or may have not gone through, you
Hmm.
know? And so, okay, so let me ask you this question. So,
Decided he was going out and she wanted to go out, so she just left me there, and that was that. And my mom came and got me 11 o'clock at night.
wow. So, did your mom know her?
Um, she weird. My mom used to go get her hair done every Saturday, 9 a.m. The beautician is the sister to my biological father. So my biological father is the one that reached out, and so that's how she knew. And then,
Wow.
hmm
So,
yes,
have you met him? Is he still alive?
he passed, but I was able to meet him.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay, so wait a minute. So, this medical history, does it stem from them?
Well,
Was
breast
it is
cancer
it
is in
genetic?
that in
Right.
their family. Hmm.
Okay, genetics. Okay, so that's a thing too, because what happens is a lot of people don't understand that it can be genetics or it doesn't have to be genetics, right?
Right.
So, like
When
I
they
tell
tested
Kenny,
me, I didn't have the trait. I didn't have the gene. But we did have people. We do have people in the family that did have breast cancer.
wow. Okay, isn't that crazy? That sounds like you have COVID, but you test negative. you
Yes.
know.
Right.
Ah, wow. Okay. So, did your mother pass from COVID? I mean, pass from cancer?
No, she died in a
Oh,
house fire.
girl, stop. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Hmm. The house caught fire. Um, and just from what I was told, it the whole situation is still like I still have to replay it. The
Was she in
house caught
Detroit? She was still in Michigan?
in Michigan, in Ben Harbor,
Ben
in her
Harbor.
home,
Okay.
and the house caught fire, and my oldest sibling, Serena, went to the house, and it looked like she was trying to get out, and they found her unconscious, apparently in the front room, and they pulled her out the house, and they resuscitated her, and they got her to the hospital, and then they started calling my phone,
Mm.
and just so you know, before my parents adopted me, my name was Lisa Renee Smith.
Girl,
So
shut up because it's so funny that you said that because I was going to ask you, did your mother, I swear to God, I was going to say, is your name Glenna? Is that the name that was given to you by your mom? So your name was Lisa?
Renee Smith.
Girl, stop.
I know.
How common is that? Lisa Renee Smith.
No. Yes. So
Girl,
they
you don't even, Lisa Renee Smith. Smith, it's so many darn Smiths in the book. You, and Lisa and
Lisa
Renee?
Lisa Renee. Mm-hmm. So they
Mm.
called, they resuscitated her. They got her to the hospital. They they kept doing the compressions and stuff on her chest, and then now my sister Serena, ever since I was younger, she kept up with me. She would always keep in contact with my mom. And so she just called and she was like, "This is it. If you have anything you want to say to mom, to Sandra, this is the time."
Right.
So anything I ever wanted to say or how I wanted to say it, like this was it. And I got to say it over a cell phone, and that was
What?
that. That was that.
Wow. Wow. So what so let me ask you this question. Your sister, so was she able to tell you anything about your mom? Like she talked about you or she, told her, even though she knew about you, she obviously the mother talked about you to her in order for her to know about you because she's your
Oh,
older sister or younger sister.
older. So there's a big gap between the sets of kids. Um,
Okay.
I've talked to Sandra on the phone, but I've never met her face to face. She just had different phases in her life, you know. Like you say, you didn't have a handbook. She started having kids, young. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think Ollie is turning what, 50 this year?
Okay.
So there's Serena, Ollie, and Shonda. Then there was a gap. And then she had a set of twins that didn't make it. And then came Tanisha.
Oh
There was
wow.
a child between that we can't find. And then there's
Right.
me. And then there's Helen.
Wow. Okay.
Hmm.
Wow. 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 Golly.
Yes. But,
Wow.
life is good though.
Life is great, and look at all these siblings that you have.
I do. I am blessed. I have a large family.
And have y'all been keeping in touch with each other?
We do. We actually have a Facebook group messenger. We call each other practically every week, and my Sandra's nickname was Dirty Red. So
Oh,
on the messenger, whenever it comes up, is Dirty Red Kids, and we all talk on there.
okay. Oh,
Yes.
that is too cute. That
Yes.
is too cute. Now, do you look a lot like your mom? Is your mom tall?
No.
Your dad was tall.
No.
Well, where you get this height from? You
I don't
tall.
know. I don't know. My
But
siblings
that's
aren't tall.
really
No,
well. It's got to run in the family somewhere because I've
it
seen it
has to.
happen. Yeah, yeah, I've seen it happen. It's got to run in the family somewhere. It's just that certain people sometimes get it certain done because I have tall cousins, but I'm short, and a lot of us are short. And then I have some tall cousins, boys and girls.
Okay.
First cousins. I'm
Right.
like, okay, well, dang, well, I get the short end of the stick, you know. But yeah, so it definitely happens. Well, you know what? So wait a minute, let's get back. So I'm just excited that you got your business going.
Mhm.
You got your new life going with your new boo. Your
Mhm.
kids are doing great,
Mhm.
and life is wonderful.
It
So
is.
you think you're gonna stay in Baton Rouge? That's where you're gonna you have you ever felt like you wanted to move somewhere else?
Well, I lived in Dallas. I mean, well, I
Mm-hmm.
did live in Dallas for FEMA for a little while, and then I
Mm-hmm.
lived in well, it's called the Colony, right near Denton, because that's where FEMA's regional office is.
Okay. Okay.
And
Didn't kind of
then,
like it didn't Texas?
hmm
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and then, me and my ex husband, we had our gym right there in Sugar Land, so we stayed in
Right,
Houston
right,
for a
right. Because
while.
y'all lived in Houston. Because y'all had just moved from Houston when I met you guys.
Right after Harvey, we went.
Right.
And then, yeah, I mean, and then, I went to school at Southern University, and I did take a year to go and explore the Virgin Islands. So I went to University of Virgin Islands
Oh,
for a year. I
I
mean,
bet you that
so
was nice.
it wasn't, but I love water. So
See, I
yes,
do too, Glenna. I do too, girl. I
it
love
went,
it.
and they set it up right. The classes were in the evening. You had all day to do whatever. It was, it,
It was heaven.
it wasn't. Yes. Like
So
you
you,
said, I just got to thank God that I'm still alive because there's some things I
amen.
shouldn't have survived, but I
I know,
did.
right? All right, girl. Look, we all been there, done that. Okay.
Yes.
Don't let nobody say, tell you to differ. Okay. They may act like they saints.
Hmm.
Okay. But they are not. Okay. I don't care if they are the first ones in church to sit on the first row and know the whole Bible back and forth in and out in 25 different languages. Okay. Shit. The pastor's daughter and the deacon's wife and all of that.
I
Okay,
can
they
tell you
are the
what,
main ones.
don't hang with me if you want to be right. Don't. When we were so my sister, my best friend, we lost her last year.
Okay.
Tan Black, and you sent the wind chimes for her because she was in business.
Yes.
But me and her in college, what she didn't come save me from,
Oh my
if
God. You told me that was your dog in college.
what? I had gotten
Yeah.
pregnant with Alex right before graduation,
Yeah.
and I had went into labor. She got in that car. She hopped on over. Had my. She was the godmother to Alex, and
Yeah, because she didn't have any kids, right?
no, Alex was her child.
Right.
hmm
Right. How's the husband doing?
He's doing the best that he could possibly be doing.
Yeah.
But we are
Yeah.
going to do her balloon release.
Oh,
Um,
really?
hmm That's coming up on her birthday, May 25th.
Okay. Oh, that's my grandmother's birthday. We usually do so. What we do is, so they said balloons are good for the ozone, right? So we stopped. My cousin, I got these younger cousins who are, the land and conscious of the ozone and everything else, right?
hmm
So we stopped on the balloons and we started doing the lanterns.
Okay.
I ordered some of those lanterns off of Amazon and you light them. You remember on gosh, what's the movie with
Janet Jackson.
Jan? Yes, and they were on the beach. You know what I'm
Yes,
talking about,
I
right? With all the
do. Yes.
girls. That movie. You
Okay.
hit it right on the nose. Those
Why
little
did I get
lanterns.
married?
Why did I get married?
Why did I get married?
Ah! So you can have your girls.
Huh?
So you can have your girls.
You right. You right.
because if you didn't, you wouldn't have had your beautiful girls. So it was a reason for everything, and it's made you the person that you are today. All of those strikes,
Mm-hmm.
all of those falls, all of those pits, all of those no's, all of those bad things make you who you are today.
You right.
It really, with all of us, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we think, well, was it a failure? No, it wasn't. I learned, long as you learn something and you moved and you grew from it. See, if
Mm-hmm.
you're still doing it or you still in that same place, then that's different. But
Right.
if you learn from it, if you grow from it, if you receive something positive from it, that's what's important. That's what's important. You know, not sitting still and wallowing in it and still being
Mm-hmm.
in it. You know what I mean? Move, move. You have to move.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the important part. I've enjoyed talking to you tonight, girl.
I've enjoyed talking to
I have,
you.
yes. And you know what? You're gonna have to come and visit more often because you're not that far.
It's not.
Me and my girlfriend's been talking about going on a road trip, and New Orleans is so close. I mean, I would go so much as a young person. I used to party so much. I mean, I partied hard, and I was single. I didn't meet Kenny till I was 35. I didn't get married till I was 40, and I don't have
Okay.
any children, so I partied and had a good time and traveled and did all kind of stuff. So we would always go to New Orleans, especially for Mardi Gras and
Well, are
all of
y'all
that
coming
stuff.
for Essence?
No, I used to go to Essence all the time. No,
Why
we
you
won't
can't
be
come
there
for
for Essence.
Essence?
Every 4th of July weekend, Kenny gives a party, and his friends from Detroit come down, girl, and his classmates from Tennessee State University. I have a house full, girl. It'd be about 6 couples.
Well,
And
that you.
every year. And I
Well,
enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. But you know what too? Kenny is the kind of, he don't really like stuff like that. He don't like that kind of stuff. I would have to go with my girlfriends to that. Mm-mm. Kenny is not. Kenny's. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I would have to go with my girls to that. I
well, you
couldn't
let
have
me
fun.
know when you take the next trip
Yeah,
with
the
Monica. I
girl.
want to come with
Yes,
you and Monica. Yes.
yes. Monica
Yes.
is. You like Monica? That's my
Love
boo
her.
thing. That is my boo thing. That is my boo. Yes, we was together yesterday.
Okay.
We was together yesterday evening. The Lord has blessed her and her husband with building them. They're building her own house, and so she took me back there to see the lot they had started pouring the concrete and the model home. And so, and girl, we had to sit up in there for about an hour. It started pouring down raining. I mean,
Oh,
poured. But I enjoyed it. I took my little nephew and went down there with her, and I'm so excited and happy for her. You know what? I just want everybody to win. I don't care.
yes.
It is. I've always been that type of person. I don't care, and that's my friend. But I'm just talking about everybody. It's
Mhm.
enough out there for everybody to win. It's enough
Mhm.
out there for everybody to be happy. And if we
Yes.
just worry about our stuff and be happy and worry about our happiness, everything
Mhm.
else will just work out just fine. And that's
Yes.
why we decided to do fall in love with yourself again, because so many people have never even loved themselves. And
Right.
I didn't even ask you that question at the beginning, but I feel like you knew, because a lot of people that I've interviewed in the past said that some few people said, even Rocky. Rocky said she's never loved herself when I interviewed Rocky. And I thought that was weird, because to say that you never loved yourself, that's heartening. And we
Mhm.
want people to, you got to love you. You're one of a kind. God
Right.
made you just the way you are. But nowadays, even with society, you can imagine people were rude and mean in back in the day. But even now, it's way more uh, prevalent and way more reachable to so many different people because of social media, that people don't understand that words are very powerful. And a lot of people commit suicide and do all
Mhm.
kind of things because of bullying, cyber bully, or just people saying mean and ugly things to them. And and they already are feeling low. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not feeling that their best, you know. And so we have to, back to what I said at the beginning, we do, and what you said too, we have to start loving on each other, loving on people, you know, speaking to people, just saying hi to
Hmm.
somebody that you don't even think even notice you. You know what I mean? But it's important for you to notice them. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And just take the time out, because life is very short. We talked about too on Mother's Day about taking pictures, you know, because you never
Yeah.
know if that is the last picture you have with that particular person, you
Right.
know. And so you know, taking pictures are so important because those are memories, you know,
They are.
and of loved ones, you know, of
Hmm.
people. It's good to, like you say, have a conversation, but when you haven't actually met the person or have a picture, you know, with that person, that goes a long way. Even if it's just
Right.
one, it's a memory, you know. And so thank you so much for sharing your story and being an open book. You've always been an open book, and that's what I love the most about you. I don't know if you can even talk about it or speak on it, or if you even want to speak on it, but I know you got some good things that's happening for you in the pipeline, and I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
And if you could just share your story to help millions of people on a huge platform, then I say more power to you, sister.
Thank you.
You know, and let those blessings be blessings that you want, and make sure you stay grounded and Glenna, and spread that love around and reach down and grab a sister up. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because that's what it's about.
Hmm.
It's about, it
It
don't
is.
mean nothing if you don't grab and pull
Right.
some. If you can grab more than one, it's a blessing, you know. But
Right.
just knowing that you help one is enough, you know,
Hmm.
and then they can play it forward.
Yes.
So is there anything that you wanted to say before we let these people go tonight? We didn't went over. It's 9:02, girl. We've been sitting around
Well,
having conversations.
I'm not allowed to give full detail, but look out for me in October on a
Mm-hmm.
network near you. Um,
Okay.
yes. And
Yes. Congratulations, girl. Click,
th-
cling.
well, let me get my
Click, cling. What you got in
thank
your
you.
cup? What you got
And
in
I
your cup?
do I
What
do
you
want
get?
to
What you?
say I
Go
have
ahead.
I have your middle name in my cup. That's what it
Ah,
is.
Caprice coffee. So
Yes.
you're one of those people that can drink Caprice coffee at nighttime. I tried, Glenna.
It's
I tried, but I can't. It keep me up.
just like they say everybody is different, but this product was made for me because
You
that's what
know, a
helped
lot
me
of
get
people
through.
say that.
It's
Yeah,
made for me.
even Lachelle and even Kenny drinks it at night.
Hmm.
I
What
can. It has me up. I couldn't do it.
I'm relaxed,
You chilling?
chilling out. I enjoyed our conversation.
I did too.
But for everybody that's out there, if you didn't know, like I said, my name was Lisa. I was chosen. My parents chose me, and they gave me my name, Glenna Gauthier.
Mhm.
And I feel like it was on purpose, for a purpose. I'm living in my purpose. So
Yes.
make sure your name is known, and your name can be known
Okay.
by living in your purpose, and you will feel so fulfilled. And once you
You
go after your purpose, everything will start coming to you. I promise.
yes. Oh, because you a living testimony, sister. You a
Yeah.
living testimony, and I appreciate you. And thank you so much for sharing. And thank you so much for always being willing to be open and share your life.
You're welcome. Thank you so
Love
much, Chante.
you. I can't wait to see you again. Mwah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna call you. I'm coming to Louisiana.
Okay. See you
Okay. Have
soon.
fun.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.
Good night.